For 40 years during the 15th century, England was divided into factions of self-interested nobles vying for power under the weak King Henry VI. The conflict became known to history as the War of the Roses. Kingmaker offers 4 versions for play. The classic Kingmaker, which dates to the origins of the game, an updated version of classic Kingmaker using extra crown and event cards, the new version called Kingmaker 2, and the solo version. In this video, you will learn about Kingmaker 2, which includes what it's about, the setup, and play of the game. This edition of Kingmaker from Gibson Games features 3 rule books that cover the various play modes, 4 player aids, 2 solo challenge player aids, and a guide to Kingmaker, a double-sided game board, a small battle board, 329 counters that includes royals, nobles, ships, factions, alliances, and other pieces, 90 crown cards, 140 event cards, and 40 other cards along with 2 6-sided dice. Each player controls a faction that consists of 1 or more nobles. Players can strengthen a noble using title, office, or other cards that may include mercenaries, bishops, and ships. During your turn, you draw an event card, move your nobles, fight battles, and conduct sieges. At the end of your turn, you draw from the crown deck, which may add a new noble to the faction or increase the power of a noble in play. You win Kingmaker 2 in one of 2 ways: by controlling the last royal piece on the board, or by gaining overwhelming prestige through dominating the government, church, and the cities while also controlling the king. Players may forge alliances during the game, which may result in winning. This is known as shared victory, in which all members of the alliance win. And now you're ready to set up Kingmaker 2. Start by placing the board in the center of the table with the Kingmaker 2 side up. Leave plenty of room around for faction cards and other playing pieces. Place the royal pieces on the board in the spaces designated in the rules. Henry VI is in London, Margaret of Anjou is in Kenilworth, and so forth. Next, select the crown cards from C01 to C74. Leave out cards marked CK or EXT at the top right. For your first game, use the preset factions. Locate the faction cards for the number of players in the game, shuffle, and deal 1 to each player. Take the crown cards listed on your faction card. If you are not using preset factions, then distribute the crown cards as per the alternate setup without preset factions on page 9 of the rules. Now, shuffle the remaining crown cards and place them face down on the indicated space. Turn over the cards from the crown deck until you find 2 titles and/or offices. Place them face up in the chancery in any order, then reshuffle the overturned cards back into the crown deck. Now, find the Royal Victory card, an appropriate prestige victory card for the number of players in the game, and place them on the indicated space. Next, place the 7 royal cards, 8 major battle and major siege, and 4 city cards where indicated. Don't forget the player aids cards, as you'll need them. Each player now chooses a color and takes the coordinating set of noble pieces along with a stack marker and set of faction markers. Place all noble cards face up and in front of each player. Award the other crown cards listed on each faction card to the nobles in the corresponding faction space. Each award card should be placed face up under the noble so their troop strength shows. The cards are public information. On your crown cards are the location your faction controls at the start. so place your faction markers there. Each noble has one or more home castles as shown on the mini-map on the noble's card. Place each noble piece fortified side up on one of the noble family's home's castles on the board. You may choose which one. Where nobles from different players may contend for a castle space, place them in turn order with the starting player. Nobles that have control over a city take the matching city card and place it with the noble. For factions with ships, place the appropriate ship pieces on the port in their named starting locations. Place a faction marker on the prestige point track to match the prestige points you possess. For games of 3 or more players, put a faction marker for each player on the alliance chart. The game begins with no alliances. Other markers are to be kept near the board until they are needed. Shuffle the event deck and leave out cards marked with CK, EXT, or DIV. After shuffling, remove the random number of cards as indicated by the number of players and set them aside. Then split the deck into 4 equal-sized piles as indicated by the rules. Set aside the Clamor for Parliament cards and shuffle them into each pile. Then stack 2 piles, place the Prestige Victory tile on top, and stack the remaining 2 piles on top of that. Each player gets a free move card. The player's faction cards will show who starts the game, so give them the start marker. You can now begin play, but keep in mind that the first round your nobles cannot attack another faction's nobles. What follows is a summary of the turn sequence to help you get started. The game begins with the player holding the start player marker and goes clockwise around the table. Each turn consists of 6 phases, which start with the event phase. The player draws the top card of the event deck, reveals it to all players, and follows the instructions. At this point, any player may play crown cards and follow the instructions on their cards with the black half of the card being ignored. Each type of event card has its own set of instructions which are detailed in the rules. Next is movement. You may move some, all, or none of your noble and ship pieces, save for nobles that are currently under siege. Each noble may use either regional, road, or sea movement, which cannot be combined unless using free movement. You may move a noble individually or stacked with other nobles and royal pieces. There is no stacking limit. Nobles may use the regional and/or road movement. Nobles cannot end movement in a fortified location of another non-allied faction, but they can pass through with permission from that faction. If blocked, place the noble in an open field or friendly fortified location in the blocked area. Ships may move up to 5 movement points in any direction. If a noble is on a ship, it cannot use regional or road movement in the same movement phase unless we're using a free move. In combat, 1 or more nobles may attack enemy units in the same land area, either by battle or siege. Battles are fought in non-fortified locations, while sieges are conducted against fortified areas. The combat phase for battles consists of attackers and defenders comparing strengths of their troops, which set the odds. Cards may be added which affect the odds, with the attacker having the ability to withdraw before an event card is drawn to resolve the battle. For sieges, the defender combines their forces and garrison as one stack. The attacker must at least match the strength of the defender. Cards may be added which may affect the strength of either side until the attacker draws an event card which resolves the siege. Attackers may withdraw to lift the siege, and nobles may be captured or killed depending on the results. During the Parliament phase, when a Clamor for Parliament card is drawn, the player controlling the King or Chancellor of England may summon Parliament if certain conditions as stated in the rules are met. The player summoning Parliament must name an available noble from the opposing faction to attend, followed by other players clockwise around the table. The Chancery cards are shuffled, and the number drawn will equal the number of nobles attending. The cards are revealed and awarded by summoning the player to any nobles, even those not attending. The King's Peace marker is placed so that no combat ensues where the Parliament takes place for that turn, and then the Parliament phase ends. For the coronation phase, only senior surviving members of the House of Lancaster or York may be crowned king. To be crowned, the royal peace must be at least one noble who possesses an archbishop or 2 bishop cards and occupies a cathedral. For the end of the turn, after the prestige victory tile has been revealed, if your faction has acquired the required number of prestige points and controls the king or queen regent, you can claim the prestige victory card. You must draw 2 crown cards. You may reposition your noble and engage in politicking before discarding a crown card to end the turn. And that is how you set up and play Kingmaker 2. Future videos in the series will include the solitaire game, different rule sections, and examples from the rule book. Thank you for watching. You can find more videos on how to play games, along with rules explanations, play examples, unboxings, and more when you subscribe to the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. In addition, there is a monthly Speak Out and Play podcast which is posted on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel on the last Wednesday of each month. The audio version comes out 48 hours earlier on Buzzsprout and Spotify. At least one new video is released every week, so I will see you next Wednesday.